Samsung's Galaxy Unpacked finally has official dates, invites, and rumors continue to show a controversial Galaxy S26 series. OPPO has already begun to tease the future of foldables with a pretty bold project coming soon. Apple's iPhone 18 series is hinting to bringing both spec improvements and conservative price approaches. And yes, it seems Apple's Jony Ive might not have an AI device ready just yet, but his collaboration with Ferrari is kind of genius. I'm Jaime Rivera, and it's time for these 4 interesting topics. This is TechBriefing powered by MediaTek. The official news begin with actually 2 segments baked into one because they're sort of related. You remember how I covered months ago that Sam Altman and Jony Ive had a hardware device they were working on in a project that was called I.O., which was later struck down due to trademark infringements, etc., etc., etc. Well, now we have word that it really won't be ready until like 2027, according to court filings, because of that precise trademark dispute. The company had originally aimed for a 2026 release, but now says the device is still in development and doesn't have a finalized branding, packaging, or marketing. The gadget is expected to be pocket-sized, screen-free, and contextually aware of its surroundings, positioned as a third-core device along a phone and a laptop. It won't be a wearable or in-ear product, and internal reactions suggest OpenAI sees it as a major breakthrough in AI hardware, though we'll see about that. Here's the thing, though. The second segment is what caught my eye most, because if you were wondering how that Apple car was gonna look like or behave, well, the new collaboration between Jony Ive and Ferrari is to drool for. Obviously, the Ferrari Luce supercar is more than just a collaboration and more than just an electric car, but it solves a problem I feel makes total sense. Just because phones and tablets work well as all-screen devices, cars are not. Even laptops without keyboards have been a nightmare. Well, this design blends Ive's minimalistic Apple-inspired aesthetic with physical controls, recycled aluminum materials, and ultra-thin OLED displays made by Samsung. The steering wheel and interface mix digital and analog elements, and the instrument cluster even moves with the wheel. It's a first for Ferrari, but really a first for any vehicle, and I personally think it's genius. There are screens where they make sense, buttons where they don't, but blend together with great materials and software. Clearly, Ive has been up to something really cool, because this project has been 5 years in the making, and if anything, it makes me curious for what that OpenAI collaboration is going to look like. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Now let's switch to OPPO as the company continues to make headlines, this time with its new foldable. Guys, before Samsung took the crown in thinness with their foldables, the OPPO Find N5 remained my favorite foldable of last year. I actually still use it on occasions, simply because I think this is the best multitasking software for a foldable, and I also have the OPPO pen that makes it convenient. Anyways, the company has confirmed that its next foldable will be called the Find N6, and that it will launch shortly after the Chinese New Year. While early expectations pointed to a late February or early March debut, a new tip suggests that the official unveiling will happen on March 17th. The launch is expected to cover China and select global markets pretty much like last year, including parts of South Asia and Europe, though India may once again be left out, similar to what happened with the Find N5 rollout. The company has already begun teasing the device, with the Find series head revealing that an internal showcase has taken place. OPPO claims that the Find N6 features the shallowest display crease in the industry, signaling a major focus on improving foldable durability and visual consistency. Rumored hardware includes a 200-megapixel main camera, which we're wondering if it's actually that Samsung HP3 sensor rumored to also be on the Galaxy S26 Ultra and OnePlus 16. We also hear of a 50-megapixel periscopic telephoto and a 50-megapixel ultra-wide lens. The phone is also expected to adopt a thinner, lighter design, which I'd like to see how they figure that out, because it's barely a hair thicker than the Galaxy Z Fold 7. We even hear of support for an AI-powered stylus, though I'm hoping support for the current OPPO pen remains. Colors reportedly include titanium and orange finishes. Now, under the hood, it may run the Snapdragon 888 Gen 5 chipset and pack a larger 6,000 mAh battery with 80-watt fast charging. Wouldn't it be great if this was actually OnePlus Open 2 as well? I know. Let me know what you think about this foldable in the comments. Now let's switch to Apple, as the internals of its future iPhones continue to hint to predictable improvements, though with a positive catch. New reports claim that the iPhone 18 Pro Max might bring up larger battery, with leaks pointing to a 5,000 mAh cell for the China model and an even larger 5,100 to 5,200 mAh battery for the international versions. I know, not much, but there's more about that. First is that it seems that the whole eSIM and non-eSIM approach will continue, with the Chinese models still sticking to physical solutions at the expense of a larger power pack. That being said, the report mentions that the combination with the slight improvements of Apple's 2nm 820 Pro chip will deliver noticeable battery improvements even over the iPhone 17 Pro Max, which is already great. I know. Why not silicon carbon batteries, right? By the way, this report also doubles down on the separate launch cycle for the base iPhone 18 until 2028. But then there's also talks of pricing. Obviously, all the issues with DRAM scarcity lately have everyone worried about pricing hikes on smartphones, but it seems Apple is prepared to deal with it. Supply chain checks indicate that the company aims to maintain starting prices similar to the iPhone 17 Pro models, likely around $1099 for the Pro and $1199 for the Pro Max. Holding prices could give Apple a competitive edge if rivals raise theirs, though we have seen how all this has affected even Samsung's decision making. Let me know if you consider these as good enough changes if no prices are increased in the comments. Now, before we get to the hottest news, let me tell you about today's sponsor, MediaTek. Yes, the company powers most smart TVs in the market today, but what if your current TV is already aging and getting sluggish and you're not ready to upgrade just yet? Well, meet the Google TV Streamer 4K, powered by MediaTek's 8696 processor. It allows you to pretty much turn any TV or monitor into the fastest smart TV money can buy. It gives you full access to Google TV and more than enough RAM for you to jump between applications without these having to reload all the time. It lets you control your smart home with ease and even pair your Pixel Buds for whenever you want a more immersive watching experience. It's yet another example of how MediaTek powers some of the smartest experiences in the world today. Thanks to MediaTek for sponsoring this video. And finally, for the hottest news today, grab some popcorn. This is a long one. Let's talk Samsung and everything that continues to emerge on its next products. To begin, set your calendars, as the company has just sent official invitations for its first Galaxy Unpacked of 2026. We're talking February 25th at 10 a.m. Pacific in San Francisco, and you bet I'll be there covering it live. I'll also have some links in the description of this video, as reservations are already open. They are at no cost to you, but the company is offering a $30 credit for accessories, a chance to win $5,000 in a Samsung gift card, up to $900 in eligible trade-ins, but hey, even $150 without these trade-ins. And this is just for you to reserve. Now let's switch to what we're getting as rumors continue to come in hot. Obviously, we are expecting the Galaxy S26, S26 Plus, and S26 Ultra, but as to what we're getting within, it seems we now have a leaked spec sheet, and it sounds like a refinement. Performance will vary by region, with Exynos 2600 powering the European units and Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chips for the United States, which, yes, follows on the rumors we already heard. All models are expected to start with 12 gigs of RAM, while the Ultra may offer 16. Display sizes remain familiar: 6.3, 6.7, and 6.9 inches diagonal, all using AMOLED 2X panels, with the Ultra getting higher resolution, probably, and I wonder which of these devices is getting that privacy screen, if not all. Charging seems like a modest upgrade, with wireless speeds reaching 15 watts on the S26 and S26 Plus, and 25 watts on the Ultra, but apparently no magnets. And then alongside wired speeds, 25 watts, 45, and 60 watts respectively. Battery capacity remains largely unchanged, and yeah, I wish that pun wasn't intended. 4,300 mAh on the base, 4,900 on the Plus, and the Ultra at 5,000, like before. Heck, the Ultra just emerged in what appears to be a leaked retail video, and it lives up to pretty much everything we've heard for months. Now, camera changes are also incremental, with the S26 and S26 Plus keeping the 50 megapixel main, 12 megapixel ultra wide, and a 10 megapixel telephoto setup, while the Ultra gets slight improvements, including a brighter f1.4 aperture on its possible HP3 200 megapixel main camera, plus an upgraded 50 megapixel ultra wide and 50 megapixel telephoto sensors. All three phones will ship with One UI 8.5 based on Android 16, bringing software refinements rather than dramatic feature features. I mean, the invites hint to a lot of AI, so there's that as well. The company says the new lineup will focus on making everyday interaction smoother and more intuitive, with Galaxy AI deeply integrated from the start. The event will also live stream on YouTube as well. But anyways, in today's question, let me know. What do you think about these leaked specs for the Galaxy S26 series? Because in my case, I mean, they're good. I'm just hoping the limited changes allow for a more aggressive price tag. I'm curious to know what you think of all this in the comments. Friends, thank you so much for joining on this new episode of Tech Briefing. Please like, subscribe, and join the conversation in the comments, as I'm sure you've seen me try to respond to as many as I can. Also, follow me on social media to see more behind-the-scenes work happening there. Guys, by the way, our Technically There podcast is returning very soon with Josh. Stay tuned for that as well. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.